This video is brought to you by John Robson Guitar Tuition. If you enjoy the content, please consider supporting the channel by enrolling on a course, purchasing some guitar lessons or a t-shirt, or you can join my Patreon. Now, on with the show. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. Today's Tuesday, and as is the custom and practice in this parish, we are going to be looking at a top 5 list. Top 5 Tuesday is what I seem to have settled into calling these videos, and this is one that was suggested on the live stream a few weeks ago actually, and somebody, I can't remember who it was, but if it was you, apologies, I've forgotten it was you. Someone suggested doing a top 5 list on essential songs for beginners to learn. And I thought, what a great idea, and because I didn't know why I didn't think of it myself. So that's what we're doing today. Each of the songs on this list teach a particular skill, an essential skill. And in many ways, I don't think it's the songs that are essential, it's the skills that they teach that are essential. We're going to be looking at, various strumming kind of things and types of chords and so on. And the reason why I chose these songs is it's largely due to me and the music that I like and the music that I'm familiar with, and also it's a reflection of the sort of client base that I've got. By and large, they tend to be gentlemen of a certain age, but all comers are welcome. So each of these songs teaches a particular skill that's essential for playing the guitar. Let's get started with
Satisfaction by the Rolling Stones.
Yeah, Satisfaction by the Rolling Stones. Now, to play along with the track, you're going to need a capo, or capo, if you prefer, to play this one. It can be done without one, but the chords are a little bit trickier, I find, for beginners. The chords we're going to be using here are D, G, A7, and C. And, the thing that the song starts off with is that famous riff, So right there, just in playing that brief little riff, you can teach beginners a lot of good habits, starting with, not doing everything with downstrokes and not playing everything with one finger. Typically, a beginner might play it like this. Like that. Well, you can get them using, one finger per fret, only 2 fingers, but it's the beginnings of that 1 finger per fret kind of regimen that you do need to kind of get into at some point. So we get that, and then you can start saying, well, start using the upstroke part of the picking cycle as well, so you get more like this. And the pull-off, it's again another essential technique. You can bundle a lot of stuff into just learning that one iconic guitar riff. But onto the chords. The reason why I like this song to teach beginners is because it's got a good kind of moderate tempoed strumming kind of thing, which we get the sort of the basis of the down-up strumming. So I'll just play like a verse and a little bit of a chorus. You've got. And so on into the chorus. So, you're getting that kind of down-up strumming, nice relaxed technique, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 8th note or quaver-based strumming, an essential skill that, is just kind of hardwired into this song. Many years ago, I used to use Van Morrison's Brown Eyed Girl to teach a similar kind of technique, but that goes quite, kind of. that's at a much higher tempo, and I would find that novice students would tend to lose the beat quite often at a higher tempo like that. So Satisfaction is the one that I've settled on. But as I say, any song that's got that kind of moderate tempo, solid kind of down-up strumming is going to be good for this purpose. Next.
A Horse with No Name by America.
Yeah, now one thing that I've noticed that beginners can often do is sort of default into a swing-based rhythm. Let me show you what I mean. If I just play a D chord with what we would call a straight rhythm, straight eighths, it's going to sound like this. Okay? Swing is where you kind of make it a little bit lopsided, like this. And as I say, beginners, if they sort of lapse into that, it's just the hardest job in the world to get them to kind of cure that, and it causes a lot of frustration. What I find is that the best cure for that is to teach people a song that has a swing rhythm and explain to them what it is that's different, and explain the difference between, as I say, swing rhythm and straight rhythm, so they can choose to turn it on or off, if you like, that kind of lopsided feel. And A Horse with No Name is perfect for this, because you're not having to put a lot of thought into the chord shapes. You've got E minor and you've got D6 add 9. And even in the chorus, I think it's basically, from memory, it's an E minor ninth, so 2 fingers, and a D major ninth. But you can basically get that kind of swing rhythm going. And you can hear it just doesn't sound like the song if you don't play it with that rhythm. It would sound like this. So once people can hear that difference between swing and straight rhythms, they are much, much less likely to kind of default into the accidental swing that they play on everything and then can't switch off when it's inappropriate. So that's a good one to use for this technique. Next.
Knocking on Heaven's Door by Bob Dylan.
Yeah, I started teaching guitar in the 1990s. It was a few years before the whole Brit rock, Brit pop kind of thing came along, everything from The Verve to Manic Street Preachers to obviously Oasis, Blur, Pulp, all that sort of stuff. But I ended up teaching a lot of the songs from that era. Wonderwall springs to mind. And there's a particular type of strumming that you need to be able to do for those kind of songs and many others. And it's where you're dividing each beat into 4 parts rather than the 8th note strumming where you're dividing beats into 1 and 2 and 3 and so on, where each beat is divided by 2. So Knocking on Heaven's Door is a great, what we call 16th note strumming, where you're counting 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a... like that. I refer to that as the sausage rhythm because the way I teach it is fry sausage, grill sausage, bacon and a burnt sausage, which just kind of gets people able to strum. You can that fry sausage, grill sausage, bacon and a burnt sausage. And that's just a song with easy chords that you can teach that rhythm to, and it also has the advantage of not being Wonderwall. If I never have to teach that song again, it'll be too soon. I just OD'd on that in the 90s. So yeah, 16th note strumming, an essential skill, and Knocking on Heaven's Door is, I think, as good a song as any to teach that strumming style on. Next.
Smells Like Teen Spirit by Nirvana.
Yes, again, going back to my early days as a guitar teacher in the 1990s, Smells Like Teen Spirit. Now, is this played on power chords or is it played on kind of full bar chords? Well, it depends really, I suppose. But it's a good one for teaching power chords. So you get this chord, and then this one, and then by the time you're teaching people about power chords, you've also taught them a little bit about progressing notes up the neck, F, F sharp, G, and so on. So you can kind of make it a little exercise for the next two chords are G sharp and C sharp, or A flat and D flat if you prefer. Maybe simplify the rhythm a little bit because it's quite syncopated, the original rhythm. But it's a good one for getting people used to these essential power chord shapes, which are everywhere, as I'm sure you know, in rock music. Next,
Dreams by Fleetwood Mac.
Yes, the big watershed moment when people it's almost like if your guitar had L plates on it, this would be the moment you take them off. It's when you learn to play bar chords. And what you want is a song that doesn't have a lot of movement in it and is just kind of, you don't have to do a lot of syncopated strumming or even any strumming, to be honest with you. You can play Dreams just by matching the chord changes on the, I'm a bit out of tune, I apologise, matching the chord changes F to G to F to G. It does go off on a little bit of a tangent in the middle, but you can easily build that in. But it teaches people the technique of playing a bar chord, moving it up and down like that, and just getting the hang of playing a bar chord. Bar chords are a curious mix. You've got to have the right technique and you've got to have the requisite strength, and the frustration for many people lies in the fact that they can get the technique right in a couple of days, but the strength lags behind that. So you're doing everything right, but it still doesn't quite sound right. So having a song where there's not much going on allows them to focus on just getting the technique right and building up the strength, where you don't have to worry about a fast tempo or lots of chord changes or anything like that. So that's a good one for bar chords. And there you have it. Those are my 5 essential techniques for novice guitar players, and the songs, which by extension you could call essential songs for novice guitar players to learn. Let me know in the comments if you have any alternatives for teaching these essential techniques, and let me know which were the 5, or maybe more than 5, less than 5. Basically the songs that taught you all the stuff that you needed to know on the guitar. But that is very much the video for today, folks. Hope you've enjoyed it and found it useful and informative in some small way. And if that's the case, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already done so. Why not drop me a like as well while you're at it. Don't forget the live stream every Friday, 5 p.m. UK time, where we have a beer and talk about music and guitars and whatever else crops up. It's a great way to kick off the weekend, and I'd love to see you there if you can make it. But for now, I'll bid you all a good day and say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Look after yourselves, folks. Stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.